Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
The following material from this list does not contain plastic. You get
They all do.
That's right. That's right. Wow. Wow. I'm so amazed. Okay.
We put in, I am shocked that he is so amazed.
Okay. So, do you agree with San Jose plastic bag ban, or do you feel that it infringed on people's right to choose?
I agree with the ban.
Why?
Because I think if we are going to keep our planet healthy for us, our children, our grandchildren, that we have to step up and do things that aren't necessarily always convenient. I mean, if you go back even to my parents, they brought bags to the grocery store. We didn't always have it. We brought bags and we packed our stuff. I've made bags, so my kids use the bags that I've made, and it's a nice way to get a gift or whatever. People are giving bags out to help the cause. We need to get rid of the plastic. We don't have unlimited landfills. We're going to do this plastic.
Oh, and do you know that each year the U.S. dispense about 300 billion pounds of plastic back to the ocean? Okay, question number 3. When do you think plastic bags were widely introduced in grocery stores? The time period.
Say the 70s?
Oh, it's actually in the 1980s.
80s, okay.
Audio Jungle.
Yeah.
Would you be in favor of San Jose banning of the use of styrofoam container in restaurants?
Yes.
What about?
I don't like drinking my liquids out of styrofoam. I mean, you do it, but I really don't. I like porcelain cups. I like cups.
What about the ban on single use of water bottles?
I agree. I think the filter system is a lot better, and it cuts down on all that plastic. I am a Brita user. I don't buy plastic bottles.
Oh, really?
I use Brita.
San Jose is expected to move forward in banning styrofoam at restaurants in around 2014. And on Concord, Massachusetts, ban the use of single water bottle under 500 milliliters.
So the smaller bottle.
Yeah. Question.
Audio Jungle.
How long do you think it takes for plastic to degrade?
Gosh. That's a long time, if it does at all. Doesn't it kind of just stay like a big congealed piece of mess?
Yeah, it takes about 100 to 500 years.
Yes.
So most of the plastic we produce
We have to stop producing plastic.
He's done. Okay. Ms. Foss, what do you know about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch?
I don't know anything, but I don't think I'd be happy with what my brain is already kind of figuring out it is. So it's got to be an area which they're just dumping whatever they want.
It's this big gyra and has this current, and the current is basically pulling all the traffic into this big whirlpool, and it's like scattered twice the size of Texas. How many pounds of plastic will the average American dispose of each year?
I don't know why I want to say 500 pounds.
It's not that bad. It's only 185 pounds.
Only 185. That's high.
That's still, yeah.
Alright, so continuing from what Thomas said, what percent of plastics in the ocean come from land?
Must be 100% from man. There is no
Actually,
natural plastic in the ocean.
it's actually 80%.
What is the 20% that's natural in the ocean?
20%. It comes from ships, doesn't it?
Oh, lost cargo.
Yeah, lost cargo.
Right, but it's all man-made, which comes from land.
Right. How many tons of plastic do you think are produced per year worldwide?
Millions of times.
Actually, well, that's true. 300 million or 60 billion pounds. And
I know.
out of the 10.5 million tons of plastics Americans use per year, what percent do you think is recycled? Less than 5%. Now, this is like the heavily debatable question that we got. If California bans plastic bags statewide, it will undoubtedly cause people to lose their jobs, but it could help the environment in the long term. Would you rather save jobs or help the environment?
Oh, help the environment.
Why?
Because I think that we can redirect that industry into something manufacturing the non-plastic bags that we can buy and sell and use.
Audio Jungle.
What do you know about POPs like BPA or DDT or PCBs?
You probably don't know a lot, just know they're bad.
Well,
Aren't those
different chemicals that are found in plastics. DDT is an additive that was banned in the 70s, and PCBs were an additive banned in the 70s as well. Alright. POPs, which stands for persistent organic pollutants, they collect in small bits of plastic and they can move up the food chain. And they have been linked to the following diseases such as breast cancer, birth defects,
Cancer.
reproduction issues,
And retardedness.
retardation. And the last question is, BPA is used to strengthen plastic, but it acts like an artificial hormone. But many plastics products are now BPA free. Have you ever seen or owned a BPA free product? Do you know what they used as a BPA replacement?
No, I don't know if I have owned a free product or not because I'm not sure. I think that some of the things that I bought were, it had like little disclaimer tag, this is free of I might have. And no, I don't know what they used as a substitution. Something equally as bad.
They now use BPS, bisphenol S. A recent study shows that it may be just as bad as BPA. It seems like it also acts like an artificial hormone in cells.
I'm totally opposed to that.
Audio Jungle.
Hi, Miss Whistles. We would like to ask you some questions. First one is, which of the following do not contain plastic? And out of this list, which ones?
Polyester fabric definitely does. Well, the soda can, I think. It's the one that doesn't have plastic in it.
Actually, the soda can does have plastic.
Well, I was wondering, you know that weird coating on it?
Yes, the coating is the
I
one
was
that's
wondering
plastic.
about if it's one of those cans, it does. Yes. Okay. What about the rest of it?
They all. Second question is, do you agree with San Jose's ban on plastic bags, or do you feel it infringes on a person's right to choose?
I don't think it infringes on a person's right to choose. I think it's perfectly acceptable for a government to do that if they feel like there's a threat to the environment and that we're not responsible enough to take care of it ourselves.
380 billion plastic bags are produced in the U.S. per year, and most of which are not recycled. Also,
Some of them are reused. Like I have a pet, so some of them get used for picking up dog poop.
third question is, when do you think plastic bags were widely introduced into grocery stores? Miss Ross was a decade off when she guessed.
I would say the 80s.
She got it right. She got it right. Yeah. Would you be in favor of San Jose banning the use of styrofoam containers in restaurants?
Yes.
What about a ban on single-use water bottles?
Yes. I try not to use them or buy them. I think they're really bad.
San Jose is expected to move forward in banning styrofoam at restaurants in 2014. And already, Concord, Massachusetts banned the use of single-use water bottles under 500 milliliters.
Who did?
Concord. How long do you think it takes for most plastics to degrade?
Probably millions of years.
That pessimistic.
Not that. At least thousands. At least thousands.
It's actually 100 to 500 years.
Really? Is that all?
Yeah, bad, but it's
The
not.
problem is that in you need air and light for things to degrade, and usually in most landfills they don't even get that. They could degrade, but they jam all that stuff down there and they don't get the bacteria and stuff I think that they need to degrade. So even though they could. I hope that's right, Mr. Robbie.
What do you know about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch?
I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, but it could be you're talking about all the garbage that's in the ocean. Is that what you're talking about? Mm-hmm. Well, I know that there's just a whole bunch of garbage in the ocean. I suppose it's very possible that because of the currents that it's all collected in some place.
That's correct.
Is that right?
The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is the one that we're mainly talking about is the one in the North Pacific Sea. And one of the misconceptions about the garbage patch is that it's full with big pieces of plastic and it's like one large island, but it's not. It's been broken down so much that it becomes a plastic soup in the ocean. How many pounds of plastic will the average American dispose of each year? 185.
What percent of plastic in the ocean comes from land?
I would say almost all of them. At least 99%, because the only other source would be people in boats and ships throwing things out.
80% come from land, the other 20 comes from lost cargo. Ships.
Okay, so is that much for it's lost cargo? I didn't realize they actually lost things.
How many tons of plastic do you think are produced per year worldwide?
billions.
300 million or 600 billion pounds.
Audio Jungle.
Out of the 10.5 tons of plastic Americans use per year, what percent do you think is recycled?
Out of how many? Out of 3.5?
10.5 million.
10.5. How much is recyclable? Practically recyclable or actually? It's one of the problems, actually recyclable. It's one of the problems, of course, there are things that are theoretically recyclable, but it doesn't pay to recycle.
What percent?
Half, maybe?
Oh, so it's less than 5%.
Not really that low.
If California bans on plastic bags statewide, it will undoubtedly cause people to lose jobs, but it could also help the environment. Would you rather save job or help the environment?
Personally, I think it could produce jobs. We lose jobs in one area, it's likely that we'll produce jobs in another to make up for the area also. I'm not sure I accept the premise that we'll lose jobs. So I think that they may be created elsewhere and then even exchanged.
Yeah, there's like 7.
What do you know about POPs like BPA or DDT or PCB?
PCBs are, well, DDT was a pesticide, okay, that was banned quite a while ago, decades ago, because of the effect it was having on people, is my understanding. PCBs are in manufactured products. I believe they're produced in the industrial process.
They collect in small bits of plastic and they move up the food chain as animal consume them. And they are linked to diseases like breast cancer, birth defects, and a lot of diseases. Question 13. BPA is used to strengthen plastic, but it also acts like an artificial hormone. But many plastic products are now BPA free. Have you ever owned or seen a BPA free product?
Not that I recall. But I don't buy a whole lot of stuff.
A lot of plastic.
I don't buy a lot of plastic stuff. I don't buy a lot of stuff, period. But I try to stay away from heavy packaging, things like that. Because you can recycle stuff, but it's better if you don't use it in the first place.
Yeah.
Do
you know what they use as a BPA replacement?
No.
They use BPS. A recent study showed that it is just as bad as BPA.
Figures.
It seems like it almost acts like an artificial hormone in cell, which is the same thing as BPA. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Russell.